Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hey there, kids. How are you doing? Welcome to today's class. Today is going to be the last class of our sketching course that we've been going ahead and doing. And I am actually super excited about today's class and also a little bit sad because this is going to be the end of this course. Now, before we actually get started with the list of materials that we need and we go ahead and actually talk about what we're going to go ahead and do today, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the certificate program as well as your submissions. So coming to the certificate program, like you all know, you're getting certificates for the work that you're going ahead and doing. Just make sure of a couple of points. Firstly, don't go ahead and miss any classes. Always make sure to attend all of the classes. It is very important for you to go ahead and attend all of your classes. And secondly, don't go ahead and miss any submissions. If you go ahead and miss any submissions, then what happens is we won't be able to get an idea that you are going ahead and doing the work that we want you to go ahead and do, as well as learning the skill that we want to go ahead and impart in you. Now, apart from that, one more thing that is very important and necessary is to go ahead and do your submissions irrespective of how you have done. Now, this is something that I've been going ahead and talking about a lot in my classes, which is that irrespective of how you're doing, irrespective of whether you've had a good day or a bad day, I want you to make your submission. Now, the reason behind this is basically as a teacher or as a student, we are looking at progress. We want to basically see where you started and where you're heading to and how you're basically moving forward with your work. So the idea basically is to go ahead and make sure that you're doing an excellent job every single day. So I want to go ahead and be able to see that you're going ahead and improving. I want to go ahead and see that you're going ahead and learning something out of each class. So your submissions are sort of like a proof or identification of that exactly. So go ahead and always do your submission irrespective of good, bad, whatever. That is where we see the progress, that is where we see the changes. Now, apart from this, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to do today. Now, like this is a sketching course that we've been doing, and today's class is going to be all about doing the threes technique for a river. Now, since this is the last class, I didn't want to just go ahead and do a plain simple river wherein we just do the threes technique and we get done with it. I wanted to go ahead and incorporate all of the previous techniques that we've gone ahead and learned. So I want to go ahead and use a little bit of blending, a little bit of short strokes. I want to go ahead and do a little bit of scribbling, I want to go ahead and do a little bit of hatching, everything I want to go ahead and include. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're first going to go ahead and learn the technique of threes, like we always do in our previous classes, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you a drawing which we've always been going ahead and doing. I'll give you an idea, and then we're actually going to go ahead and jump into doing the illustration itself. So I hope you're started, and let's get started with the materials that we're going to be using for today. The first thing that you need for today's class is obviously going to be a sheet of paper. You can go ahead and take whatever sheet of paper that you have with you. You can go ahead and take an A4 size sheet of paper, a drawing sheet of paper, an unruled sheet of paper, a sketchbook like I have, journal book, drawing book, whatever you have with you would absolutely work. The next thing that you need for today's class is going to be a pencil. Here we're going to be using a pencil in order to draw what we have to go ahead and draw. The next thing that we'll need for today's class is going to be a set of crayons. Now this part is basically optional. We can go ahead and have crayons or not have crayons, whatever you prefer. Like I mentioned, we're going to be going ahead and doing the several shading techniques like we're basically going ahead and doing. So in that, I thought we could go ahead and also use blending. But if you don't have crayons on you at this point of time, it's completely all right. You can just go ahead and use sketch pens, and then, we can do those techniques that you've learned with the sketch pen. Then the next thing that you will need for today's class is going to be a bunch of sketch pens. Like you all know, we've been using sketch pens for most of our classes. So that's what you're going to go ahead and need. Now let's go ahead and get started with actually learning the concept of threes. That is, we're going to go ahead and learn the concept of what threes are. For this, I'm going to go ahead and take a pencil and I'm going to go ahead and draw two boxes. Like you all know, we're always going to go ahead and do the shading technique first. That is, learn what the shading technique is. And that is what we're going to go ahead and do in these two boxes. So in the first box, I want to go ahead and do the threes from dark, medium, light, starting from my left to my right. And for the second box, I want to do dark, medium, light from the top to the bottom. So that's what I want my significance to basically sit. Now, while you're drawing this, let me explain the concept to you. Like you all know from the previous classes that we've been doing, this is going to be similar to stippling, short dashes, blending, scribbling, whatever. So one part of it is going to have a lot of content or is going to be cluttered up. And on the other side, when it's far, far away from each other, whatever we are doing, we're going to have our light tone. So the dark tone is the space that is completely filled up and our light tone is the space that is not completely filled up. So that's exactly what you're going to be playing around with again in today's class as well. So let's go ahead and actually get started with our threes concept as well. What is the threes concept? But is the question. Now for stippling, like it was just dots. For hatching, it was basically lines. For going ahead and doing scribbling, it was a bunch of scribble. For threes, it's basically the number three. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take the sketch pen of your choice. I'm going ahead and taking blue, and we're going to go ahead and actually write the number three. Now here you can obviously write the number three however you like. You can write it sideways, straight, whatever you like. So here you can see I'm going ahead and first adding in that light tone, wherein I've gone ahead and done a scatter of threes all over. So writing the number three. So you can write it straight, you can go ahead and write it ulta, you can write it sideways, whatever it is. Here I'm just going ahead and doing it ulta, because it gives a good look right here. So once you've gone ahead and finished up with this, we can move on to the next step. I'm just going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished before we move on to the next step. Excellent job, everybody. Well done. Really, really nice. Great. All right. So the next step is going to be to draw the threes on top. Here I want to create my dark tone. So for my dark tone, like you always know, I go ahead and overlap and fill up that space as much as possible. So here, as you can see, I'm going ahead and filling up that space as much as possible. There you go. And we have our dark tone done. Perfect. Excellent job, everybody. Now you've all already got the hang of how we basically work and move ahead. So excellent, excellent job, everybody. Very happy with your work. Perfect. And now we can go ahead and move on to the medium tone. So here I'm going to go ahead and limit my space. I'm not going to go ahead and leave too much space, but I'm not going to go ahead and scatter it up too much so that it doesn't even look nice. So as you can see, I've done like a middle amount of medium amount of threes over there. So we have our dark tone, then we have a medium tone, and then we have a light tone. Look at how nice and neat that is looking. Excellent job, everybody. Well done. Perfect. So now we can go ahead and do the bottom part of it. Now, like you all know how to go ahead and do this already, whichever spot you want to go ahead and do dark, go ahead and do that like a lot. So here I'm not going to pause in between. I want you to go ahead and just keep doing it by yourself. So here you can see I'm starting with the basic scatter all over of the threes. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the threes right on top to make it my dark tone. Perfect. Excellent. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my medium tone to create that illusion of there being a dark, medium, and light. There you go. As you can see, that's looking amazing and beautiful. So I'm just going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished this up. Very well done, everybody. Excellent, excellent job. Very happy with your work. Perfect. Great. Excellent. Great. All right. So all of you have pretty much finished up with the two boxes. Excellent, excellent job, everybody. Now we can go on to figuring out what illustration we're going to be going ahead and doing today. So I've gone ahead and picked up a simple scenery to work with today. So I'm going to go ahead and draw it out. Now this drawing, like I always tell you, you don't have to go ahead and do. I'm just going to go ahead and do it in order to create sort of like an idea or sort of like a forum so that you can understand what we are doing, and then you can go ahead and do it later with me. You don't have to do it right now. So have a look at what I'm going to go ahead and do. This is going to be basically sort of like a rectangular piece. So I'm just going ahead and drawing a border so that it makes sense how your sheet is going to be looking. So here I have my border. What I'm going to be basically doing is I'm going to go ahead and have a center line, which is the horizon line, and on either side I'm going to have a little bit of land. So here you can see I'm going ahead and drawing that little bit of land. The center portion of it is going to be my river, so that's going to be the space where we actually go ahead and do the trees. Then I want to go ahead and integrate a few rocks as well as a few trees. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is on the land and off the land, which is in the river, I'm doing a few rocks here and there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do two trees on either side. You can go ahead and do more trees if you want in our drawing that we do later, but that's completely up to you in terms of what you want to go ahead and do. To finish up the behind part of it, I went ahead and also added in a few mountains in terms of kind of getting the idea of how to fill up a sheet of paper. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and added in my mountains. Perfect. So this is a drawing that we're going to be working with. Now in this drawing, why I also wanted to go ahead and show you this sort of drawing basically was to give you sort of an idea of where all you can use what all techniques. So for example, we'll be using the threes technique for the river definitely, but all of the other techniques that you have learned in the last 7 classes, you can go ahead and integrate in this picture in many ways. To give you an example, the sky, you can go ahead and do a little bit of shading, or you can go ahead and do a little bit of blending. Both of those would work absolutely fine. For our trees, like we've already done scribbling, so that's what I'm going to be following. But you can obviously go ahead and use any other technique like short dashes, or you can go ahead and use a zigzag pattern. Any of those would work too. For our land and rocks as well, you can go ahead and do stippling, you can do short dashes, you can do hatching, you can do cross hatching. There are so many techniques that we've gone ahead and learned. So any of the 7 techniques, wherever you like, would work perfectly well. Only for our river, definitely go ahead and do the threes because I want you to learn those threes. So I am going to be going ahead and doing each technique with you today, wherein I'll fill up this whole sheet of paper. But if you feel like you want to go ahead and do few different techniques from what I am doing, completely acceptable. Go ahead and do so. Just the river, follow through with me. So now I can see everybody's pretty ready to go. So let's get started. Go ahead and take a fresh sheet of paper, or if you have space on the same sheet of paper, you can use that as well. And go ahead and take a black color sketch pen. Here I'm going to go ahead and first draw a complete border along the whole sheet. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and drawing a nice simple border to get my whole sheet nice and complete. My first step. Then I'm going to go ahead and do actually the drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my trees. So here I'm going ahead and drawing my trees. You can go ahead and do whatever kind of trees you like. If you want to go ahead and do a more complicated tree, that's completely fine. You want to do a more simple tree, that's also completely fine. Don't worry, I'm going to go ahead and stop here for a second once I'm done with the trees, and make sure that you've all gone ahead and finished the boundary as well as the tree. So don't worry about like me rushing through. I'm not rushing through. I'm just going to wait for you right here. Perfect. So like you can see, I have my trees ready. I'm just going to wait here for a second. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Very happy with your work. So just waiting here, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished up your work. Very, very, very well done. Excellent job. Perfect. Great. So I can see most of you have gone ahead and finished your trees. I see one or two of you still not finished. So I'm going to just wait again for a couple of seconds, making sure all of you are done. Okay, excellent. Everybody's done. So now what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and draw the back horizon line. So here you can see I'm going ahead and doing this simple back horizon line in this very, very simple and easy manner. So make sure you have your horizon line nice and neat and beautiful. You can go ahead and always use a scale if you feel like, the horizon line is sort of hard to do freehand, then use a scale, no hard and fast rule that you have to go ahead and, use it, do it freehand. Excellent job. Next, we're going to go ahead and do those side, land pieces. So here you can see I've gone ahead and created sort of like a triangle on the side. So that's what I want you to go ahead and do as well. I'm going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you are done with your drawing. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very, very well done. Very impressed with all of your work today. Very good job. Perfect. All right, now we can go ahead and add in those edges of the land to make it look a little bit more realistic. So here you can see I'm adding the edges of the land. Excellent. Very good job, everybody. Well done. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and move on to all of our rocks. Now here the rocks are optional. If you want to go ahead and add them, great. If you don't want to add them, it's completely all right. I don't have any hard and fast rule that you have to go ahead and add in the rocks. You can go ahead and not add them as well. I just felt like it would be a good element to add into our picture and make it a beautiful scenery. And hence I have gone ahead and added the rocks. You can skip this totally if you don't want to do it. Excellent job, everybody. Good, good, good job. Very well done. Now, the last and final remaining thing of our picture is going to be our mountains. So those who are already finished with this part of the drawing, that's the rocks, you can go ahead and directly draw the mountains. If not, go ahead and finish your rocks and then you can do your mountains. Great. Perfect. Everybody's done. Now we can move on to doing our mountains. Make sure you do the mountains nicely and neatly. You can go ahead and do a bunch of small mountains at one go, or you can go ahead and do a bunch of big mountains as well. That will completely work. Now here at this point of time, if you've gone ahead and made any mistakes, it's completely all right. You don't have to go ahead and have like the most perfect drawing over here, because I know all of you have had enough practice, so your drawings do look very good and look very nice. But in case you made a mistake, don't worry about it. It's completely all right. Now let's go ahead and talk about the river that I'm pointing to right now. The river is going to be the point that we actually start our shading with. So what I basically want to go ahead and do is I want to go ahead and create the back part of our river dark tone, and on the sides I want to create dark. The rest of it I want it to be medium and light. So what I'm basically going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and take my blue color sketch pen, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing a bunch of trees all over. So here you can see I'm I'm gone ahead and made the three sleeping waves because I wanted to look like waves in the water. So here you can see I'm just going to go ahead and do a bunch of trees all around, kind of creating my light tone everywhere. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my medium and dark accordingly to make it look nice. So you can go ahead and take light blue, or you can go ahead and take dark blue. It's completely optional in terms of what color you want to use. If you want to use dark, you can use dark. You can go ahead and use light, whichever works for you. Excellent job, everybody. Well done. Very well done. Excellent. Good. Perfect. So now since everybody's gone ahead and finished their threes, now on the top part, like I said, I want it to be completely dark. So I'm going to go ahead and start filling that portion up completely with my threes in order to create a very, very, very dark tone or a dark tone look over there. So as you can see, just going ahead and peacefully going ahead and doing all of my threes right there in order to create my dark tone. Now here the amount of space that you leave between each three is going to be giving the look of dark, medium, light. So make sure you're not leaving too much space. Make sure you're going ahead and not, having like a lot of space and making it look like medium or light, because then you won't actually get the look that you want to make it look like. You want it to make it look beautiful, right? So make sure you have like a good number of threes that are put over there. Perfect. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and done the whole top portion of it, and I'm very, very happy with the way it is looking. Now, in order to make it look a little bit more realistic, so we always want to go ahead and add in our medium tone, because as you can see that there's a patch of dark and then we have a patch of light. So in the middle, we always do the medium tone with a few number of, threes in order to give that good look of a piece. So here I'm going ahead and doing the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and do my threes in order to create my medium tone. Perfect. As you can see, really simple. Gone ahead and created my medium tone in order to make it look a lot more blended and a lot more nicer. Perfect. Good job, everybody. All of you are doing so well today. Really, really happy. This is also a very, very simple technique. So excellent job, everybody. You're doing so well. Very good job. All right. Now, once you've gone ahead and finished this way, we can go ahead and actually start doing the threes for the dark tone on either side. So here you can see I'm going to go ahead and start taking my threes, and I'm going to go ahead and fill it up quite a bit in order to create my dark tone over here. Now, in this, you don't necessarily have to do a lot of medium tone because it will start looking blended automatically. So you can skip the medium tone over here. But if you feel like, no, there are too many gaps and it's not showing up very, very nicely, or it's not looking good, then go ahead and you can add in your threes to make it look like there's a medium tone. Otherwise, it's completely all right if you don't go ahead and do so either. Perfect. So now look at your river. Look at how beautiful it's looking with the top portion completely dark, the center with a lot of highlight, and the sides looking nice and dark. Isn't it looking amazing? Isn't it? Yeah, perfect, everybody. Very, very well done. Amazing. Great job. Now, from here on, you can actually go ahead and start doing whatever techniques you like. If you want to go ahead and do shading for the tree, or you want to go ahead and do shading for the entire picture, you can go ahead and do so. If you want to go ahead and do just cross dashes, or you want to do threes, or you want to do whatever, completely up to you. No hard and fast rule that you have to follow what technique I'm going to follow. So now it's free flowing. Just make sure to complete the picture. So what I'm going to basically go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and start off with the trees, and I'm going to be doing this scribbling technique now. For the trees, if you want to do shading, you want to do stippling, you want to do cross hatching, you want to do short dashes, all of them are completely welcome. Make sure you do it neatly and nicely. I'm following the technique of scribbling over here, wherein I'm going ahead and doing a dark tone on one side, keeping all of my scribbles close together. And as I go further away, I'm keeping my scribbles far away from each other in order to create sort of like a lighter tone. So this is completely up to you as to how you want to do it. So play around with it. Feel free to go ahead and do whatever you like. So as you can see, I'm done with one tree. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my second tree. Very well done, everybody. Excellent, excellent job. Very good. Perfect, perfect. Great, everybody. Very, very well done. Excellent job. So proud and so happy with how everybody is doing. Very well done. All right, so now we've gone ahead and finished up with the trees. I'm going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished up with the trees like I have. I don't want to go kind of a rush through, and I don't want to, not give you time to do it. So I'm just going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished your trees. Very well done, everybody. Good job. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Looking so beautiful, looking so nice. Excellent. Perfect. Since everybody's gone ahead and done such an amazing job, we can go ahead and move on to the next bit of it. So for the next bit of it, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and actually take my brown color and I'm going to go ahead and do my mountains. Now, if you want to go ahead and do the same technique, you may. If you want to change it up completely, go ahead and do so. So what I'm doing for the mountains is I'm going ahead and taking the technique of cross hatching that we have learned, and I'm going ahead and doing it on the mountains. If you remember our cross hatching technique, then we went ahead and did crosses onto each other. Where we wanted our dark tone to be there, we did a lot of concentration of hatching, versus in the places where we didn't want our dark tone to be there, we sort of just left the lines open to interpretation. So that's what I'm going ahead and doing right here as well. The spots that I wanted to be full, I'm going ahead and doing like so. Perfect. As you can see, really, really simple, really, really nice. Excellent job, everybody. Well done. Very, very well done. Perfect. Great. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. So happy with your work. Amazing. All right, now we can go ahead and move on to the next technique. Again, I'm going to go ahead and take brown and I want to do the ground portion of it. So here I'm going to be using the technique of short dashes. If you remember your short dashes technique, it was just small, 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 small dashes or small, 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 small lines coming out. And that was the technique that we are going ahead and using. If you feel like, no, you don't want to go ahead and do short dashes and you want to use some other technique, that's completely all right, completely up to you. I'm going ahead and doing these kind of short dashes, as you can see, in order to go ahead and create my dark tone on one side, and on the other side I'm going ahead and leaving those spaces in order to create my light tone. In this, if you feel like you don't want to go ahead and leave any space as well and you want to just go ahead and do a complete dark tone everywhere, that also works, because the thing is, it could look sort of like dried up grass, or it could look like mud, it could look like sand, it could look like anything. So it's open to interpretation with the color brown and how it's looking. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and finished one side, where one side I've gone ahead and done dark and the other side I've left light and medium. Here again, up to you. Like I said, go ahead and do it the way you want to do it, because this is going to be your piece of work. You've learned all of your techniques and I want you to go ahead and showcase all of the techniques as much as possible. Make sure you go ahead and do it as neatly as you can. You can obviously leave space, as much as possible. Try to keep it neat though. Perfect, everybody. Very, very well done. Excellent, excellent job. So happy with your work. Very, very well done. Perfect. So as you can see, you've done such a wonderful job with your work. Excellent job, everybody. So happy with your work. Amazing. Perfect. Great. All right, so all of you have gone ahead and mostly finished up your two landforms. If you haven't gone ahead and done so, don't worry about it. You can always go ahead and mark out the shades. I'm just going to wait here for a second for all of those who are just, doing the little ending bits of it. If you're lagging behind too much, then don't worry. Right at the end of the class, you can always go ahead and fill it up. No issues for that whatsoever. Now, what I'm going to be going ahead and doing for all of the smaller bits of my picture is I'm going to be going ahead and sticking to doing blending or the shading technique that I've gone ahead and taught you with crayons. So I'm going to be going ahead and doing the sky, the tree bark, and the rocks with the same technique with my crayons. If you feel like you want to go ahead and do stippling, or you want to go ahead and do just hatching, or you want to go ahead and do the zigzag design, you can go ahead and do that completely. That's completely up to you. But here I'm going to be going ahead and sticking to these three. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and start with my blue, and I'm going to go ahead and do the sky. So first what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and do a basic coloring all over. That is, I'm going ahead and doing a simple light tone all over my sheet of paper with blue. And then I'm going to go ahead and do dark, medium, light. Now for this picture, I've gone ahead and decided that I want my dark tone to be on top, and as it comes towards the mountain, I want it to be light tone. If you want to go ahead and do it in the opposite manner, you can definitely go ahead and do so. And maybe if you want to go ahead and not make it light blue and you want to go ahead and do some other color, that's also completely acceptable. Just make sure you're going ahead and doing it nicely and neatly. That's all is the key over here. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and pressing my color down in order to create the dark tone on top, and I'm blending it out as I go down in order to create my medium tone. On my sides as well, I'm going ahead and sticking to dark tone in order to make it look really, really nice and neat. So as you can see, dark, medium, light, look at how beautiful the whole sky is looking. Perfect, everybody. All of you are doing such a wonderful job. Excellent, excellent work. Great. Very, very happy with all of your work. Very, very well done. Perfect. Amazing. Great. Amazing job, everybody. Now, next color that I'm going to go ahead and pick up is going to be brown. I'm going to go ahead and do the tree barks. On one side, I'm going to go ahead and do dark. Then I'm going to go ahead and do medium and light automatically in order to create a beautiful bark effect. So this is the same technique that we use for our ball, our beach ball, which we learned in our last class. You've all gone ahead and done such beautiful beach balls. So go ahead and do this as neatly as you can, putting the same brown color, and I'm going ahead and doing it in the down portion as you can see. Leaving it dark, medium, and light. Excellent job, everybody. Well, well, well done. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Amazing. Perfect. All right. So once you've gone ahead and finished with this, you can go ahead and do the rocks in whatever way you like. I wanted to go ahead and make my rocks look a little bit of blackish gray color. So what I went ahead and did was I took a little bit of black and I did dark, medium, light, starting from the top to the bottom. That is dark on top, medium, and then a light. Now here, if you want to go ahead and do stippling, then you can obviously go ahead and do stippling as well. Or if you want to go ahead and do hatching, cross hatching, whatever, that will look amazingly well as well. So completely up to you. And colors as well, you can go ahead and do gray, you can do black, you can do brown, whatever you like. I've just gone ahead and picked up a little bit of black. So as you can see, I'm slowly going ahead and filling that up. Perfect. Try to make it look as neat and beautiful as you can make it. I always like prefer if you go ahead and do a neat job. It's very important for you to do it as neatly as you can. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Amazing work all of you are doing. Perfect. Great. And look at how beautiful your picture is going to be looking right now. It's going to look so amazing and it's looking so, so nice. Very, very proud of all of the work that you've gone ahead and done. Excellent. So for some of you who haven't really caught up with us doing it because you were doing a different technique, or you've gone ahead and taking a little bit of time to do your technique completely, all right, just mark down the colors in some spaces. Again, no hard and fast rule that you have to exactly use the colors that I've gone ahead and used. So even if you don't mark it out, it's completely all right. But I think you've gone ahead and got the gist of the idea that we're working with today, right? So excellent job. Perfect. I am so happy and I am so glad, to be honest, to see all of your work, all of the skill that you've gone ahead and learned in these past 8 classes has been just amazing. And to see you all go ahead and actually do it in this class makes me so, so, so happy. So, very, very, very well done, everybody. Now, today, like I mentioned, is the last class. So definitely don't miss any of your submissions. Do the submission. Definitely finish up the picture if you haven't finished it already. If you feel like there are some things you want to go ahead and add in or you want to remove, whatever it is, go ahead and do it and make your submission for this work. I will be so glad to go ahead and see it. Now, finally, coming to the end of this class, I want to talk to you about the certificate program. Do not miss any classes. Do not miss any of your submissions, as well as remember what I always tell you, irrespective of your work of the day, do your submissions. I always want to go ahead and see your submissions. Now, till the next class or the next course that we go ahead and meet in, bye bye, and have a good day, good evening, whatever you're going to go ahead and do all day. Go ahead and have a good day. Bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions